The rhetoric clearly escalating right now. We've just heard a very, very powerful statement from the acting Prime Minister of Ukraine, Arsений Яценюk, saying that any military intervention by the Russians in Ukraine would not be legitimate and in violation of all international agreements. The acting Prime Minister of Ukraine saying Ukraine is, quote, ready to safeguard its sovereignty and is confident Russia will not invade Ukrainian territory. Otherwise, such intervention under these circumstances, get this, will be the beginning of a war and the end of any relation with Russia. That's a direct quote from Arsений Яценюk. He's the acting Prime Minister of Ukraine. Kристиан Аманпур is our chief international correspondent. A powerful statement from the acting Prime Minister, Kристиан. This situation, rhetorically speaking, and what's happening on the ground, clearly getting worse.
Well, interestingly, he made that statement to the nation. You know, they're burning the midnight oil, as you can imagine, in Kiev and all over the world in these capitals. Yacenyuk had just talked to the Russian Prime Minister, Dmitiem Medvedev, and had this conversation in which he said to the nation that Medvedev said there had been no decision taken on any kind of military incursion or invasion, but kept that possibility on the table. So clearly a war of nerves, muscle flexing still going on. Yes, he was very brave, Yacenyuk, saying that we will defend ourselves and this could be the beginning of a war, but he only has to look back to what happened in Georgia, in the Ossetia region, back in 2008 to know that this is a non-starter, that for the Ukrainians it would be completely and utterly catastrophic if they were to engage militarily with a vastly superior Russian force, and it could go on for a long, long time. So clearly what's necessary right now, and presumably all world capitals are doing this, whether it's the UN, the US, here in Britain, the government has called in the Russian authorities, the ambassador, and at NATO, they're also trying to figure out how best to deal with this. But diplomacy is what everybody hopes will persuade the Russians that A, this is against international law if they put any more troops into the Crimea, and B, that it would only cause pain to Russia. And there are many levers the West can pull, including trade, commercial, and other such ties that could negatively affect Russia, its currency, and its standing in the world.